The Capitals started the Eastern Conference Final Series with a pair of road victories over the Lightning in Tampa last weekend. And if Washington is going to win this series, it will have to win at least one more game in that building, because the Lightning finished a sweep of the two games in the district on Thursday, knotting the series at 2-2 with a 4-2 win in Game 4, seconds after the Caps killed off the Lightning power play in the middle of the third period. Bolts winger Alex Killorn found a soft spot in the defense, took a feed from Andre Palat behind the Washington goal, and slipped a shot through Braden Holtby's legs to snap a 2-2 tie with 8:03 left in the game. Killorn's goal made a winner out of Andre Vasilevsky, who improves to 5-1 on the road in the 2018 playoffs. Video, WSH recap, Caps let ECF lead slip with Game 4 loss. We weren't on the power play anymore, recounts Killorn, and we kind of still had that power play set up. Mikhail Sergachev throws it down the wall, and when Palat gets it, I think even myself included thought he was going to rim it up to the other side. He makes a great play on his backhand to put it to me in front of the net. It ends up catching their defense, and once I get it, it put it to my backhand because I see Caps defenseman John Carlson coming with his stick. I just tried to put anything on net. He made a quick play, says Holtby. The guy kind of got the lane to the front. I was trying to take away as much space as I could so he couldn't go to the far side. He kind of just jammed it through me. Vasilevsky turned in the best single-game performance by a netminder in this series, continually stymieing the Caps after Washington managed to get the game even early in the second period. For the second straight game, Vasilevsky finished with 36 saves and on the right side of a 4-2 score. In Thursday's Game 4, he stopped each of the last 20 shots sent in his direction, and he stopped all 9 of the shots from Washington's power play outfit. Obviously Bossy played great for us, says Lightning forward Braden Point. They definitely had some good scoring chances that he stopped. He has been there for us all year, and he was again tonight. I thought after Killorn's goal, the intensity picked up for us, and we did a good job to hang on after that. Washington took the first two games on the strength of its 5-on-5 play, and the Lightning won the next two by winning the special teams battle. The Bolts scored on their first power play of the game, and they got Killorn's game winner seconds after their only other man advantage opportunity expired. Tampa Bay also snuffed out all 4 Caps power plays on the night. Washington started decently enough, and it even took an early lead when Dmitry Orlov scored the game's first goal at 4:28. Orlov's goal was a rocket of a one-timer from the left half wall. He converted a TJ Oshie feed from behind the Bolts net, culminating a good offensive zone shift for the Caps. But the Capitals gave up that lead, and then some, with a pair of unforced errors shortly after Orlov's goal. A Michal Kempny turnover fueled a tic-tac-toe Tampa Bay scoring play just 70 seconds after the Caps opened the scoring. Kempny's intended pass to Oshie in the Washington end was soft and blind, and it went to Tyler Johnson instead. Johnson started it, and Point finished at 5:38 to make it a 1-1 game. Roughly 2 minutes later, Lars Eller was deemed guilty of an unnecessary holding penalty, his 5th minor in the last 2 games, in the neutral zone, putting the Bolts' vaunted power play on the ice. Sure enough, the Lightning made good, scoring with the extra man for the 9th consecutive game. Tampa Bay captain Steven Stamkos scored at the back door at 8:32, lifting the Lightning to a 2-1 lead. Video, Caps post-game locker room, May 17. Tampa Bay was whistled for a trio of minor penalties in the latter half of the first frame, going shorthanded 3 times in a span of 6 minutes and 36 seconds. The Caps' power play was a mixed bag. Both decision-making and zone entries left something to be desired at times, but Washington did generate some looks and chances when it was set up in the Tampa Bay zone. The Caps mustered 7 shots with the extra man in the first period. Washington dominated the Lightning in its own end early in the second, forcing some puck chasing and a couple of icing calls. The Caps generated the tying tally off the rush early in the second. Tom Wilson bumped the puck to Alex Ovechkin in neutral ice, and Ovechkin sprung Evgeny Kuznetsov into Tampa ice with a step on Lightning forward Yanni Gourde. Kuznetsov availed himself of the time and space, threading a shot through Vasilevsky from the left circle to make it a 2-2 game at 5:18 of the second. The rest of the middle period was a goaltending clinic at both ends. Vasilevsky robbed Ovechkin point-blank, and he also denied excellent chances from and tied off the sticks of Chandler Stevenson and Nicklas Backstrom, who was back in the lineup after a 4-game absence because of an upper body injury. Holtby might as well have had a deck chair and a boat drink at his end. The Lightning was held without a shot on net for 20 minutes and 55 seconds from the middle of the first to the middle of the second. But first shot Holtby faced after that drought carried a high degree of difficulty. It was a Stamkos deflection from down low. Holtby got that one, and he also thwarted Johnson and Nikita Kucherov from just above the paint later in the period. Video, Caps 365. May 17. Vasilevsky made a desperate glove save on Brett Connolly from the slot a few minutes before Killorn gave the Lightning the lead. Washington buzzed the Tampa Bay zone almost continuously with Holtby off for an extra attacker in the final 2 minutes, but the Caps could not manufacture the equalizer. Tampa Bay's Anthony Cirelli accounted for the 4-2 final with an empty netter at 19:58, after yielding 10 goals on 62 shots in the first 2 games of the series on home ice. Vasilevsky limited the Caps to 4 goals on 76 shots in the 2 games in DC. That second period was a huge issue, and that's when you need your guy, says Lightning coach John Cooper, and Vasi stepped up. Video, Barry Trotz post-game, May 17. Each of Washington's 2 previous series were also even at 2-2 after 4 games, and the Caps won Game 5 of both of those series on home ice. Aside from those 2 Game 5s, Washington has dropped 5 of its other 6 home games in the playoffs. We know how we have to play, says Caps coach Barry Trotz. We've played well in 3 of 4 games, we played 1 stinker. We're comfortable going on the road. We would have loved to have gotten this one tonight, we didn't. We're going to go to Tampa, and our intention is to go win a game in Tampa. We've already done it twice.